Yeah, potato.
Well, you see, they came from here.
Uh-huh.
These are potato plants,
Uh-huh.
and they grew a lot of potatoes, and they took some of them that they grew, and now they're going to grow more.
More potato.
My workers are growing them.
Yeah.
They'll grow lots of potatoes here.
Yeah, nice.
You know, you see how they're sprouting. They're
And
ready
then
to
you
grow.
sell to a farmer market, or will you sell to the market, or because you have a
Oh,
lot?
well,
These are
we're going to
probably
grow.
just for consumption.
Oh,
This is just for the family, but we're
Okay.
going to grow lots and lots of potatoes, different
Okay.
colors.
There's a hot water inside this building.
So both you and Tom live on the property? Or you live-
Tom lives here part-time.
Oh,
He has a house that he goes home to every couple of weeks
Oh,
up
okay.
in Susanville,
Oh,
up in the mountains.
Susanville.
And I live here in the
Yeah.
house.
And if you went all the way down to
How you discover this area? How many?
Well, I was looking for land to do this company,
Uh-huh.
and we found this place with a real estate agent.
Oh, okay. And before that, when you bought the property, what was it? Was it just a
It
normal
was a
house?
flower farm,
Oh, okay.
but it had been closed for several years.
Oh, okay. How much originally you bought it for?
1.1 million.
Oh, 1.1.
The whole place.
Oh, nice.
It was really a good deal.
Yeah, you got a good deal.
Now I could sell it for 14 or 15 million to pot
yeah.
growers.
Yeah.
So Helen, you know about natural gas, right?
Yeah.
Well, natural gas actually can be made at home. So this is a bag of water, okay? And this is like a funnel that goes into the water.
Yeah.
Yes, it stinks, doesn't it? So I take my kitchen
What's
scraps.
inside?
Yeah,
Take
kitchen.
my kitchen scraps and I put them in there,
Yeah.
and the bacteria
Yeah.
starts eating. But because there's no air, the
Yeah.
bacteria, when they eat
Yeah.
all the kitchen scraps,
Oh, yeah.
make methane. and natural
It's very sensitive.
So the natural gas fills up the bag, and right now the bag's a little low, but it's still full. And then these sandbags on top
Uh-huh.
push down on the bag.
Yeah.
So when I open the valve here,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Open the valve.
so when I open the valve here,
Ah.
then the gas will come from the bag and it will light the stove. Oh, I gotta let the air out first.
And that's what the big bag
These
is.
are scientists.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Now we have a flame.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Cooking.
Can't see it very well. It's a pretty clean flame, like
Yeah.
natural gas is.
Oh, so this is just the gas from here. Okay. Wow.
But we
amazing.
made the gas,
Yeah.
right? Now, that big bag back there, the stuff that comes from the alcohol plant goes into that bag and
Ah.
makes a lot of gas, and that's what we run the alcohol plant on. So we don't buy any gas from PG&E.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when this is finished digesting all the plant matter, it goes into that pond right there.
Wow. Into this part.
So in this pond,
Hello?
I'll record it down for her. Go into this pond and then.
well, this pond here is growing a plant called cattails.
Uh-huh.
And cattails grow in water that is standing, and it can grow in even sewage.
Oh.
Because there's all these nutrients in sewage, right?
Oh, wow.
So many nutrients, you can't put it in the river because there's too many nutrients. So these plants, you see how big they get? They
Yeah.
absorb the nutrients out of the water,
Uh-huh.
and when they get to the other end,
Oh.
the water has almost no nutrients left.
Oh, wow.
So one way of measuring it is nitrogen goes from 3,000 units to 5 units by the time it gets to the other end. And that's legal to discharge into rivers. So this is a really effective sewage treatment
Oh, wow.
system, but it's a lot more.
Okay.
See, the roots that are in underwater of the cattail are full of starch. Because the plant makes starch and it stores it in its roots, and these are little roots that go down from it. Now I put iodine on the starch, and you'll see it turn purple because that's what starch does when iodine touches it. So this starch we can make into alcohol
Oh, wow.
in our alcohol plant. So here we are taking the waste, and we're already making more stuff to make alcohol with.
Oh, wow.
But there's more. We can take the leaves and we can juice them. And when we fill this up with juice, In fact, this is some of it right here. If you fill it up with the juice, you don't see any solids in it. It just looks milky. And when you pour alcohol in it, all of a sudden all the protein drops out, and this stuff in the bottom is all edible protein. So humans can eat it, fish can eat it, whatever, but we're taking it from the leaves, so it's truly plant-based protein. It's right from the protein in the leaves of the plant.
And
Now-
from a weed, not a food crop. That's a weed that most farmers want to get rid
And
of.
this could feed the whole world because this can make 15 tons of protein per acre. So that's just a number. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
A field of corn the same size can only make 2 tons of protein.
Oh,
This is way more productive than corn. And of course, the starch can make 7,500 gallons of alcohol in a place as big as this greenhouse, about an acre. Corn can only make 300 gallons. We can make 7,500.
Wow.
Because this plant is so productive.
oh,
Now, after we grind up the leaves to make the juice, we have all this fluff left over, and this is just plant fiber. But if we put it through a machine, we can crush that into a briquette, a little, like it for charcoal, right? So now you can use this to burn instead of coal, and now you don't have to burn coal to make electricity. You could burn just the hardened fiber instead of coal without having to sell the coal plants. But you wouldn't be polluting the environment, you'd be using wood products, instead of nasty petroleum coal, which puts all kind of heavy metals and radioactive particles and mercury and all that into the air. You could use this instead. So this is a way we design things. We make multiple products out of every step. But let's go over to the next pond, and as we go over there, I'm going to show you a couple of things.
Get to see the crayfish. Yeah. It almost looks like a backdrop now with pine trees
Yeah.
and stuff on it. It's amazing.
You'll see we have what are
All the
called,
fish, the Picassus
Yeah.
is out there.
That's a lobster.
it is, it's a freshwater lobster is what it is. Normal lobsters live in the
See him
ocean.
down here, the
But
Picassus?
these, these live in freshwater. Now, we're growing these because they will get this big, just
Oh,
like
wow.
a big lobster, right?
wow.
And so they're a very good crop, and so we can grow them in the ponds, and they eat the pond weed that drops to the bottom, and we get all this incredibly valuable lobster to sell. Now, if you think about it, for every gallon of alcohol I make up there at the plant, well, we have all this liquid left over. Oh, what's that? Oh, I guess the stove is working.
Yeah,
Shut that off.
yeah.
So the juice that's left over after being digested is what we make into fertilizer. But here it goes through the cattail marsh, then it goes through here,
Fertilizer is for
and
the
this
plant
green
to
weed on top.
Food.
Yeah, the green weed on
vitamin
top
Yeah.
is full of starch and protein. We could actually eat that. In fact, that might feed the world one day. We could extract that protein. But we can put that water in here, and in here we have about 100 catfish that eat a lot of the stuff we have. But I'm going to try to make them come over here so we can see them. I've been trying to train them so they pay attention to my whistle.
Yeah. They could hear that.
There's a catfish living here.
Yeah.
You'll see them in a second.
You're very smart, huh?
Yeah.
And within a few seconds, I think we'll see them come up and get brave, and they'll start eating the food.
How deep the water?
Just 4 feet,
Or is it full?
not very deep. So of course, the fish, the catfish or fish eat the food, and it takes 1.5 pounds of food to make 1 pound of fish. So that's pretty good. Cows, on the other hand, cows eat 10 pounds of food to make 1 pound of cow. Oh, come on, fish, come and show yourself.
Yeah. They're not hungry though today.
How
Right
many
time
fish
of
you have
night.
down here?
Oh, that's like maybe 100 something in here, and they're all about this big.
Yeah.
Now,
We do a lot of things here.
We do a lot of things, but we keep making money at every step is the point.
Then you can sell the fish to the market?
Yeah, we'll sell the fish. Yeah.
What else you farm here? The fish and what else?
Oh, well, we have all kinds of vegetables, and tomatoes and peppers and many, many different things. Wasabi. I grow wasabi here. I'm one of the 12 farms in the United States that grows fresh wasabi. And we grow passion fruit, which is very, very expensive. That much passion
What kind
fruit
of
is.
fruit?
Oh, there
Passion
you
fruit?
you see? They
Oh,
came out.
they're coming?
Yeah, I see this.
There'll be all of a sudden a lot of them in a minute. So passion fruit, you notice that they're usually red, and when you break them open, they're full of jelly and seeds.
Yes, you see?
Oh, I know. A dragon fruit?
A dragon fruit we grow too, but this is a passion fruit. It grows on vines
Oh.
and
Yes.
hangs in there and drops. So the fish are starting to come.
Yeah.
They usually eat in the morning, so they're a little surprised that I'm doing this now. We just saw them a minute ago. But
Yeah.
They'll come.
Yeah, that's another
They're
one.
probably, oh, there's another one. They're a little nervous because we're all standing here. But eventually they'll get to the point where they don't want to miss out, so they'll start eating the
Very good.
Oh, there you go. There's another one. So anyway, there's one.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of things here, but the point is we make money at every
Yeah.
step of the
Yeah.
way. And for every, like I said, for every gallon of alcohol I make up there, if I grow crayfish in that pond, I'll make $40 on the crayfish per gallon of alcohol I make up there. So I might make $20 to $40 per gallon on alcohol, but I'll also make $40 on the crayfish, on the lobsters.
Oh.
So we don't waste anything. We find uses for everything and make money on it all, and that's how we do business. So here we have, irrigation tape, and you didn't see it in the other greenhouse, but every 8 inches there's a little hole in it, and it drips water. Now, I usually only water like now at night, but during the day, I can take the carbon dioxide that we were talking about coming from the fermentation tanks. And remember, plants breathe carbon dioxide, so we pipe it down here, we put it out through the irrigation tape, and it releases CO2 under the plants.
Yeah.
We get 3 times as much yield per square foot than we would if we didn't have the carbon dioxide, because plants use it. They grow much, much faster
Yeah.
because the air only has so much, and if there's more, they can grow more. So suddenly, instead of making like $60,000 a year on a crop, every 3 months, something like this, we can make $180,000 just because we're using the CO2 in here. So the pot growers want to buy all the CO2 from us, as well as all the fertilizer, and they pay all kinds of money for this because they need it. So everything we do makes profit, and we let nothing go to waste.
Yeah,
In
that's
fact, we don't
great.
even know how to spell waste.
That's great.
So I'll show you something, James, you might like. Want to see where we grow frogs?
Okay.
Come this way.
What are these over here? These that you
What are
grow?
these? The first row is tomatoes,
Oh,
and then
okay.
these are peppers,
Pepper. Okay.
different kinds of bell peppers.
Frog habitat. Yeah. Little frog, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So James, you see the little pond here? Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen tadpoles, baby frogs that swim around in the water? Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the frogs lay eggs in the water, and then the little tadpoles come out, and then they get legs, and then they jump out. And when they jump out, they need a place to live. So I have this pile of rocks right here, okay? So the rocks stay nice and warm, and they go in there during the day because they don't want to get eaten by animals,
What kind of animals?
Oh, snakes and lizards and birds, everything likes to eat frogs. So they hide till at night, then they come out and they go ahead and eat bugs everywhere. They eat so many bugs that you don't see any bug bites on any of my plants. No
Doesn't
bug
they
bites at
look
all.
tiny?
They're about this big. Not very big.
That's why you have
Oh yeah, they are. We were watching.
because bug,
All right, is the catfish now? You see whiskers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the frogs, they take care of all our bugs. We don't have to
very
put.
smart. No, don't need to spray. Is that
No
organic?
need to spray
Oh, that's
anything.
why organic. I keep wondering
But
why.
it's
How?
even better because 20 tons of bugs move through a space like this acre every year. 20 tons of bugs. That's a lot of bugs. So the frogs eat them all. And James, they poop the bugs out after they eat them, right?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, but that's all kind of fertilizer for the whole farm, and I don't have to spread it.
Oh,
The
so
frogs do it for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
the,
They
the
eat
frog.
it, make it, and that's what they sound like. Listen,
Yeah.
in the winter, the
Yeah.
breeding season, so you can listen
But
to
the frog
the
don't eat the vegetables.
frogs. No, they only eat meat.
It's warm and stuff.
So that's the breeding season when they're
Yeah.
here, all going to the ponds and laying eggs and everything, and that's all the males
Now I
trying
know.
to
I
attract
keep
the
wondering
females.
how the organic fruit grows.
That's how we do it. That's how I do it. I make sure
I
that,
need frog for my garden.
and they're fun too. They make a lot of
So
noise.
you do like that, little water.
So they hide inside the rock now, huh? They don't come
Yeah,
out.
they'll be coming out tonight. They'll come
They
out.
only come out at night. That's it.
Yeah, because see, then other things can't see them and eat them, so they come out at night and eat all the bugs.
Yeah, because they scare like bird and start eating.
Oh, so they have the frog to the one.
Yeah.
So where's the
So they don't need to
Lizard.
spray this
The
organic.
lizards are also in the rocks, but there's only when they're small, and they don't bother the frogs when they're small.
what kind of lizard?
Alligator lizards. So they're all over during the day eating bugs.